Hey guys, so it's day 69, it's Thursday, it's our 14th week of our sessions, and all you need today is a weight, a kettlebell, a dumbbell, something similar that you can hold in one hand. Hey Nick, how are you? Hey Tom, come on in. Hey Mairead, hey Holly. So come on in guys, get yourselves set, a little bit of space. All you need again is just one piece of equipment, and that's a bell or a dumbbell, a kettlebell, a bag of books, a tin of paint, whatever it is that you can hold in one hand and we can move in a functional manner. Hey Carol, how are you? Martinade G, how are we doing? David Buckley, come on in. Okay guys, so just wait a couple more seconds, get everyone in. So today is Thursday. I try and go more endurance with the muscles on Thursdays, and that precedes our Friday full body weight workout. Hey Trish, come on in. David Buckley, how we doing? Big wave. There's my emojis here because I don't have time to type on the screen. Hey teens, how we doing? Come on in, grab your bell. So again, no chair, no bench required, just the floor, you and a kettlebell. Okay, a couple more seconds and then we'll get into our warm-up. Come on in. Hey Sheila, welcome. Good stuff. Okay, cool. All right, so how are we all feeling after yesterday's core heavy accumulator? I hope we got enough of a workout on the core. Okay, so we'll get into our warm-up. So we're just going to start nice and slow into our lunges. So we're going to start with our feet hip width, big stride forward, drop the knee all the way to the floor, corkscrew the sole of that foot into the floor as you push yourself back up tall again. So shoulders back, chest out, push the sole of the foot into the floor, big inhale as we reach forward, big squeeze on the core, big exhale as you push yourself back up through the whole sole of that foot. And again, take your time. So the whole idea here is we're bringing that body up to speed, up to temperature. We've already done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and a couple of other sessions in there as well. So at this stage, the body is starting to get fatigued. So you got to take your time, bringing the muscles up to speed, getting the blood flowing around the body, removing toxins and allowing that body to mobilize and get ready to train again. So everything we do today is 30 seconds. Once we do an exercise, right side, left side, it's done. So it's 30 seconds worth of work on the right side, 5-second transition to the left. Repeat that process for the right side and left side again, and then we're going to move on to the next exercise. We're not going to be repeating that exercise in the day. Okay, so feet shoulder width. We're going to go hips back and down into a squat. Hold your fingers under your toes for 3 seconds, and then raise your hips with your fingers still under your toes for a further 3. Hamstrings should be tight, lower back should be stretching out, and then pull yourself back down into that squat again. So remember, we're pushing our knees out with our elbows, forcing ourselves to keep our feet flat on the floor, and then raising your hips high again. So remember, you're in a squat position at the bottom, and a squat has to have the feet fully flat on the floor. Don't let the heels come up. If the heels are coming up, you need to spread your feet wider, or you need to put a little wedge underneath your heels. But you need to be load bearing through the whole sole of that foot. So every 3 seconds or so, we're transitioning between up and down. So when you're at the bottom, you're really pushing the chest out, the knees out, and pinning the shoulder blades back. And when you're up high, you're really reaching up nice and high to stretch out the hamstrings and lower back. That's it, a couple more reps, and then we'll get into the plank position and we'll stretch out the hip flexors. Okay, so into the plank position. That's high plank, hands on floor. You're going to bring your left foot forward, plant it on the floor beside your left hand, hold it there for 3 seconds, and then rotate the body up and around and back down and change other side. So right foot is now forward. After 3 seconds, we're going to rotate that right arm up and around, try and twist the spine as much as possible before we change again. Right foot back, left foot forward. And again, big rotation on the torso. That's it. So changing every 6 seconds between left and right. So 3 seconds foot forward, and then 3 seconds arm rotation. That's the one. Right, COVID hairstyle. Hair going into my eyes. Good, and then changing other side. What have we got on the telly today, Nick? Supersonic 90s anthems.
Same as yesterday.
Oh, same as yesterday. Okay. It was not bangers yesterday.
Oh, maybe.
Good, and then back into the high plank, walk the hands in, tip your toes, and then stand up nice and tall. Okay, so we are going to start with our first exercise. It's going to be a kettlebell push-up. So we're going to have our kettlebell on the floor. we're going to put our right hand on the bell as we do our push-up. So whether the knees are down or up, it doesn't matter. Your hand is going to be on the globe part of the bell. We just want to elevate the right side a little bit more than the left. After that, we got a 5-second breather and we're going into our left side. So 7 seconds. 5, hand on the bell. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Drop the chest right down onto the floor, big squeeze on the stomach and push away. So we're just raising the right side a little bit more than the left. So by doing this, you're able to drop that chest lower than the hand on the right side, and therefore you'll get a lot more through that pec, shoulder and tricep. So we're really squeezing our core as we push yourself away from the floor, and because you've elevated your hand, you still got to push fully through the whole surface area. And rest. Change to the left side. Ready to go again in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Drop, squeeze stomach, push away. Drop, squeeze stomach, push away. And again, you're using the whole surface area of the palm of your hand, and you're getting the full range of movement on the body. So it's all the way down, chest touches floor, squeeze stomach, push yourself away through the whole palm of that hand. Don't just rely on a half rep, because a half rep results in half the work and half the return. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, back to the right hand. We're going again, right side, 2, 1, let's go. So you'll find you're fatiguing a lot quicker on the hand, or sorry, the arm that is raised by the bell. That's because you're getting a lot more of attacks on the chest, the shoulder, and the triceps. So when you're getting tired, start focusing on that posture, that technique, and really dial it in. So I'm really focusing on squeezing my stomach just before I press away from the floor. And change, left side, last time. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, dropping to the floor, squeeze the core, push yourself away. Big inhale, drop to the floor. Big squeeze on the stomach, push away. So keep that going, another 18 seconds. And then we're going to take the bell in our right hand and we're going to do a single arm row, but we're going to be in a lunge position with the left foot in front while we do that. And the key for it is keeping the shoulder blades pinned back at all times. 3, 2, 1, up we get. Grab that bell, hold it in your right hand, left foot in front, right foot back, and your right knee a centimetre off the floor as we pull that dumbbell up to the chest. So really over chest, over knees, or over knee I should say. Shoulder blades are still pinned, stomach is nice and tight, and you're pulling that dumbbell up to your armpit. So it's a lunge position while we do a row. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Change, right foot in front, left knee down within a centimetre of the floor, chest over knee, and pull. So it can help if you put your forearm on your knee that's in front in order to keep the shoulder blades pinned back. If you want to tax your core a little bit more, just don't bring that arm into play and keep your chest over the knee on the free hold. Shoulder blades pinned back, stomach nice and tight. Again, it's a single arm row before anything. 3, 2, 1, change, back to the right side. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're keeping that knee within a centimetre of the floor, squeezing your stomach as we lean forward, holding the lean at about 45 degrees, and draw that dumbbell or weight up to your armpit. 15 seconds. So I'm really starting to feel that through the front leg. So just take a second, come out of the position, back down in, perfect posture, and off we go again. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Change it over, left side, right leg is out in front, squeeze your stomach, and pull. So again, if you need that extra little bit of support, just put that elbow on your foot or front knee. But remember, we're trying to load bear through the sole of that front foot and also through the ball of the foot on the back. But keep that knee down a centimetre off the floor. We're going into cleans next, and they're going to be squat cleans. So it's a full clean and then dropping the hips down into a squat position. And up we get. Right hand on the bell. Shoulders back, chest out, and up we get. Drive the bell away from the floor and into a full squat. And then we're going back into that clean again. So we're staying with the right hand only. So with every clean, we've got a full squat when the bell is on the chest. And remember, with your clean, it is an aggressive drive through the soles of the feet, keeping the shoulder blades pinned at all times. 3, 2, 1, change. Left hand, ready to go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Up and back down. Good stuff. So every 3 exercises, we're going to do a recap on them. So at the end of this, we got one more round and we're on our staggered push-up, right and left, and then we've got our lunge with row. I'm already forgetting. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Floor gets driven away aggressively. Bell comes back to the chest. And you're dropping the hips down into that squat. Remember, with your squat, your knees get pushed out to the side. The soles of the feet are load bearing. The chest is proud. And the shoulders are pinned back. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're switching back to that left hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All the way up, full extension, and then drop into a full squat. So it's all the way up, full extension, and drop into a full squat. So your quads should be pretty tight now as we work through this. So 15 seconds, we're into our last round of elevated push-ups on the right side. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell down on the floor, right hand on the bell. Ready to go push-ups in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Down, squeeze stomach, press away. So really focus on the core control. Focus on the full surface area of the palm of your hand. And focus on pressing that floor uniformly down away from you as you exhale and drive yourself up to full arm extension. Take your time. Full range of movement, over reps, and rest. Change, left hand. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So after this, we're going back onto our right hand, and you're going to be left foot forward lunge, and you're going to be pulling with that right arm. The pull generates from the right lat to get that bell moving to the armpit. Keep that going. So 15 seconds, and then we're up into our lunge with a row. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Lunge with the left foot in front, holding the bell in the right hand. Drop the right knee to within a centimetre of the floor and start that long more. So we're keeping our back knee down, nice and low to the floor. Our shoulder blades are pinned back. We're pulling from our right lat, which in turn goes into the back of the right shoulder. That in turn goes into the front, and then the bicep, and into the forearm. So that lift is generated by the right lat. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, change. Right foot is forward, left hand is on the bell. Drop the left knee within a centimetre of the floor, let's go. So after this, we're going into our cleans. It's a squat clean. So remember, you've got to get a full extension with the bell to the chest, and then a full squat alongside. Keep that going. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Full range of movement. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Shake out the legs. Right hand on the bell. Ready to clean and squat. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Drop the hips all the way up. Drop the hips on the squat. Staying with the right hand for one round, and then the left hand for the last. And we're maintaining that posture between the shoulder blades. at all times. Ooh, tired today. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, change to the left. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Drive the floor away, catching it on the chest, and then it's a full squat. And remember, let's start looking at that squat technique. Are you keeping your hips pushed back? Are you dropping through the hips? Are you keeping the knees pushed out to the side? Are you keeping the soles of the feet in contact with the floor? If the answer is no to any of them, then you need to readjust that posture and that technique. 5 seconds. 4 swings in 3, 2, 1, and swings in the right hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So let's drive those feet flat into the floor. Keep the shoulder blades pinned, and then squeeze that stomach at the top. So we're focusing on what muscles are being used here. So again, it's all about that hip drive, the hip extension, the hip flexors, the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, and the core. The lower back is also part of the core. 3, 2, 1. Changing, left hand, ready to swing. In 3, 2, 1. Left swing, let's go. So focus on which muscles are being used to get that bell moving. Then focus on which parts of the body are transferring the energy between the floor and your body and the upper and lower part of the body. And then I want you to focus on what muscles are holding a posture at all times. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we've got right, left, and then we're going to go into swing snatch. So think about the snatch lift. So you're doing a snatch on the way up, and then it's a swing on the way down. So it's the shortest, closest way to the body on the way up, and then it's the longest, furthest away from the body on the way down. But first, in 8 seconds, we're switching to the left side for swings. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, left hand. After this side, we're moving to snatch swing. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, as you get tired, we are focusing on all those muscles we've just been talking about for the last 2 minutes. Keep the shoulders pinned back. So at the end of this, we're going back to the right hand, and we're going to snatch that bell above our head. So a snatch is a full extension on the legs and hips, so that bell travels in one fluid movement above the head. And then you throw it out in front and let it swing down. And back to the right hand. So we're going into a snatch in 3, 2, 1. Drive it all the way up and swing it on the way down. Drive it all the way up and swing it on the way down. And by swinging it on the way down, you're actually loading the hips, ready for the next snatch. So it's the same hip movement as the snatch or the swing, but you are just changing the way the bell steers on the way down. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, left hand. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to snatch up and then swing down. Snatch up and then swing down. So on the snatch on the way up, the bell is staying close to the body, and on the swing on the way down, the bell is out away from you as much as possible. And you are focusing on the same movement on the hips as you do with your swing. 9 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Ready to go right side swing snatch. 2, 1. Let's go. Snatch up and swing down. And when you're snatching up, try and keep your thumb pointed to your body. So you're pointing your thumb back at yourself, almost like you're giving yourself a thumbs down. And it's all about that hip drive to get that bell moving. If you start swinging with the arms and not driving with the hips, good luck. It's not going to happen. You're going to end up pulling with the arm and doing yourself an injury. Drive the bell up with the hips. 3, 2, 1. Back to the left hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hip drive, propel the bell up and load it up again as you swing it down. The whole idea behind the swing is it loads the hips, ready. So in 17 seconds, we're going into the right side rear lunge with an overhead hold. 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right side above the head, feet, shoulder or hip width, and you're going to reach back with the right leg, drop the knee to the floor, push off the sole of the left foot, stand tall. So reach back, right knee to floor, squeeze core, push off left foot. Take your time. Emphasis is on technique over tempo. Keep the width on the 2 feet, keep them hip width. That's the hip bones, not what you perceive the width of your hips to be. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. Left side above the head. Ready to go, left leg lunge behind you, 2, 1. Let's go. Drop knee to floor, drive off sole of right foot. Kick back, drop knee to floor, drive off sole of right foot. And again, modify the exercise, scale it back in order to facilitate your ability. So if you're unable to do this correctly, bring the bell to your chest as you do your rear lunge. Use a chair or a table beside you as your support if necessary. 4 seconds, we're switching again. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Back to the right side. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Kick back, drop, drive left foot. Big inhale, kick back, drop. Exhale, drive left foot. Squeezing that core at the top. Squeeze on the core equals stability. 15 seconds. You all right, Nick?
Yeah.
We're struggling through today, are we? 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds. We're switching. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Left side up above the head. And kick that left leg back. Drop the knee, drive off the sole of that right foot. So kick back, drop knee, drive off sole right foot. 20 seconds, and then we're back to the top of this list of 3. We're going to do a recap, and then we're moving on. So 12 seconds, and then it's right hand swings. If you need help with the swings, use both hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. 3 seconds with the swings. 2, 1. Let's go. And again, lock in that hip movement, because that hip movement is going to be used for our kettlebell snatch in a few seconds. Shoulders back, stomach tight at the top, soles of the feet aggressively pushed down. 10 seconds. It's a tiring one today. It's all about the endurance. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change left hand. I got a request or a DM there the other day. 2, 1. Asking how heavy this kettlebell is that I use. 100 kilos. Yep. 22 seconds. And then we're into, it's 12. And then we're into our, what's next, Nick? Snatch. Swing snatch. 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to our right hand. You're going to snatch the lift up with the hips, just like the swing. Let's go. And all the way up, and then swing it down. Load the hips, drive it up, and swing it down. And remember, the reason we're swinging it down is so the ass gets pushed out the back, and you're loading the spring, ready to go again into the snatch. If you don't stick your butt out the back and maintain posture on the shoulder blades, you're not going to have that ability to fling the hips into the snatch, and therefore you're going to rely on your forearm and your shoulder, which is not a good thing. And change, left hand, 4, 3, 2, 1. Load the hips, drive the floor away, propel that bell above your head. And it's all about closest route to the body on the way up, shortest way on the way up, longest way on the way down, and it's controlled aggression through the soles of the feet, stomach tight and shoulder blades pinned at all times. 10 seconds. We're back to the right hand and we're going into our overhead rear lunge. 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Bell up high. Right leg rear lunge, maintain gap. Let's go. That's it. So you just keep going at a tempo that you can maintain that perfect posture and technique on. If you start speeding up and that technique falls apart, slow it down, dial back in the technique again, and go for it again. 10 seconds, 9, 8, full range of movement is considered part of the technique. 5, 4, that's knee to floor. 3, 2, 1, change. Left hand up, and let's go. So, in 30 seconds, we're going back to the right hand. It's going to be above the head, and we're going to do windmills, reaching down to the instep on the left foot. Today is all about the endurance, and right now we are taxing the shoulders, the core, the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads. Whoa. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Whew. Bell above the head, feet shoulder width, left hand on the inside of your left thigh. Turn, look at the bell, run your hand down to the instep on your foot and back up. Keep your posture in between your shoulder blades. If that bell starts to fall forward, stop going down and come back up. The bell dictates how low you can go. If it starts to fall forward, that's enough depth, come back up. Turning to look at it at all times, keep your thumb facing back as far as you can. 3, 2, 1, and change. Left side. 3, 2, feet wide, 1, right hand down the inside of your right leg, tip your foot and back up. So that left leg is straight as you reach down and bend your right leg. You're keeping your feet flat on the floor, you're keeping an eye on that bell. You're keeping your thumb pushed out the back, and if that bell starts to fall forward, come back up immediately. 10 seconds, we're taxing your core and we're taxing your shoulder stability. Huge muscle groups. 4, 3, 2, 1, change. Back to the right side. Woo, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, scale it back by dropping the range of movement down your leg, and also bring the bell down to your shoulder if necessary as you're doing the rep. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make you as tall as possible with the heavy weight on top to make your base, that's your core, work over time to stabilize you. And that includes your shoulder as well. 4 seconds, we're changing to the left side. 3, 2, 1, change. Left side, above the head. 3, 2, run the right hand down, close to your foot as you can, without compromising that bell above the head. Imagine it as a tray with a full glass of water. You don't want to spill that water. If that water is threatening to spill, come back up and then go again. 15 seconds, and then we're going to take that bell in the right hand and we're going to do lateral swings. So the hip movement is still the same, forwards and back, but you're steering across the right shoulder. 3, 2, 1, to the right hand. So the hip movement is still the same, backwards and forwards, backwards and upright I should say, but you are steering that bell across the body. So looking side on, I am still sticking my hips at the back, I'm still driving through the soles of my feet aggressively, I still have my shoulder blades pinned, but I'm just steering the bell from my left knee over my right shoulder, as opposed to between the knees to eye level. Ready to change in 5 seconds. 4, 3, take your time. 2, 1, change. Left side. 3, 2, 1, and swing across the body. Conscious of your knees. If you are not sticking your butt out the back and you're breaking through the knees, those knees are going to be getting very close to getting a smack with that weight. So if you hit yourself on the knee, you've got to have a look at your posture. You've got to have a look at where your hips are going when that bell is on the way down. And if they're not being stuck out the back and you're not keeping your shoulder blades pinned, then you're going to end up injuring yourself. If you're struggling, just go to 2 hand swings instead. And rest, change, other side. 3, 2, 1, and it's the hips go back and straight up again, and then that bell gets steered across the body. So remember, you are driving your hips back and then straight upright again. We're getting a nice tax on the twist, that's the oblique. And keep an eye on that bell at all times. I know I'm keeping an eye on talking to the camera, but ideally you want to keep an eye on that bell. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, change. Left hand, then we're moving on. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And again, you have to be regimented on the hips. Shoulders back, squeeze the core, throwing the hips up into the ground or through the floor and standing bolt upright to attention. You are not extending your hips across the room because you're still squeezing your stomach at the top. 9 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds. We're going to hold the bell on 2 hands on our left hip. 2, 1, change. 2 hands left hip, throwing the bell over the right shoulder, wood chops. 2, 1, let's go. Up and around. So their feet are shoulder width. We are throwing the bell by rotating that left hip around. We are then putting the brakes on using the right obliques. So if you don't aggressively throw that left hip around, you are not going to be able to use the core to put the brakes on. Keep moving. 5 seconds, this is tough. 3, 2, 1, change, right side. 2 hands on the bell. 3, 2, 1, up and over left shoulder. And remember, you're rotating through the hip. So if you're rotating through the hip, you're up on the ball of that right foot. Think golf, swing, follow through. Whew. Think of tennis, forehand. You're up on the ball of the foot because the hips are rotating, generating force and power, which causes the bell to move. Your core then has to put the brakes on and deal with the mess that the hips are creating. And rest, change, left side. So the hips are the teenagers and the core is the parents. Let's go. Make as much of a mess as you can, throwing the bell around using the hips, and then those core have to really put the brakes on that bell. This is tough. Stay with me, guys. 15 seconds, and then we're going back to the right side. Are we? Yes, we are. 7 seconds, starting to black out here. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. Right hip. Where are the cardigans from, Nick? Sweden, yeah, that makes sense actually. Blonde Hedner. Big rotation. Right hip over left shoulder. And at the end of this, we're going back into right hand above the head windmills. So we're then going to bring our left hand, running it down the inside of our left leg to get as much work as we can on the obliques and also the upper middle back and shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a long 30 seconds. Okay, right hand bell above the head, feet shoulder width. Left hand on the inside of your left leg. Turn, look at the bell, down, come back up. And remember, you only go as low as that tray full of water above your head will allow. If that water starts to threaten to spill, you come back up. And you slowly, as you go through the workouts, you'll be able to increase your range of movement with the correct technique. 10 seconds, and then we're going back into left side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change left hand, get it above the head, right hand on the inside of your right leg, and let's go. So at the end of this, we're going to take that bell in our right hand again, and we're going to go into lateral swings. So remember, on the swings, do what you know, and what you know ad nauseum is the hip extension on the swing. That doesn't change. The only thing that changes with the lateral swing is the way in which your arms are taking the energy and steering the direction you want it to go across the body as opposed to out in front. 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Right hand on the bell. Cock your hips out the back. Bell goes outside the left knee, up and across the body. And you're going to keep an eye on that bell while you focus on driving those feet aggressively into the floor. Your hips go back and then lock back upright into attention, and your stomach is the full stop at the end of it, which squeezes and stops you from hyperextending your lower back. 10 seconds, shoulders back. 8, 7, keep the chest rammed forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, left hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're reaching up and across. The hips are not twisting with the bell. They are going back and upright, and the arms are the only thing that are steering. And that will lead us into a direct core exercise, which is the wood chops. And that's 15 seconds. Friday tomorrow, the 70th training session. That's the end of week, what's that, 14, 15? 14. 3, 2, 1. Take the bell, 2 hands. Put it on your left hip, throwing over the right shoulder. Let's go. And the longer you have the arms, the longer your lever, and therefore, the more pressure on your core. So think of that physics. So the longer the lever, the more energy you're going to be able to impart on your core, and in turn, the more energy that core has to expel to stop the bell moving. 3, 2, 1. Change, right hip. Ready to go over left shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're going from the right hip over the left shoulder. We're throwing the hips around. That's it. So after this, we're going to take that bell in our right hand, and we're going right hand, single leg deadlift. 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9. Nice hardcore session for you today. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the bell in your right hand. Standing bolt upright, shoulder blades pinned. Soften the left knee, kicking the right leg out behind. Over we go. Drive off the left foot, stand tall. So if you need support, like putting your hand on, I have a couch here near me, putting my hand on it, go for it. But remember, what you're trying to focus on is the left hamstring and the left glute. And if you start to feel it in the left lower back, it's more than likely because your shoulder blades are opening and letting that tennis ball that you're supposed to be holding between them fall out. Don't let the tennis ball drop. 3, 2, 1, and change. I used to have a rugby coach from Northern Ireland called Smithy. Change, let's go. Standing on the right leg. And he used to, at the start of every season, write the word baby on the rugby ball. And his catchphrase for the whole season was, don't drop the baby. And he used to stand on the sideline in his Northern Irish accent, screaming, don't drop the baby, at us as we ran up and down the pitch. 12 seconds. I used to drop the baby all the time. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Standing on the left leg. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're kicking that right leg out behind us, and we're driving ourselves away from the floor. So we're going to go into our next exercise after our right side has been load bearing, and that's going to be a halo to overhead press. You having fun, Nick? So much fun. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. Your technique is perfect. It's flawless. And let's go. Whoa. Fine. Look at that. That's fantastic. Well done. Isn't she great, folks? 22 seconds. Husband, 3 kids, 1 dog. If you want to give her a like and a follow on Instagram, she hates it. 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, whoops, 6, 5. That's me falling over because I'm messing. 3, 2, 1. Hold the bell in your right hand. You're going to punch it to the sky. You're going to bring it down and do a full rotation of your head. Let's go. Punch to sky, bring it down, full rotation of your head, and the left arm can help with that full rotation, but we want the majority of the holding on the right hand. So the left hand is there to stabilize, and the right hand is there to rotate. Go wide, outside your shoulders, round the back of your shoulder blades, and up again. Don't just scout the top of your scalp. The bigger and wider the circle, the better you're going to get on the shoulder. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, left hand. 3, 2, 1. Punch it, lower it, big circle round the head. Punch it, lower it, big circle around the head. And that right hand is just there to help load bear, but you want to get that bell as low down below your shoulders as possible as you're rotating around. And your core is going to want to squeeze in order to facilitate holding you nice and tight so you can move that bell. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Up, down, big rotation. Up, down, big rotation. So we're squeezing our core to keep ourselves steady. Whoa, as we go around the body. Flying through it today. Whew. That's it. Good work. So it's a big rotation around the body. Squeeze the core, drive it away. Back down, big rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change left side. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze core, drive under. Down. Big rotation around the body. Squeeze core, drive under. Down. Big rotation around the body. Now we're talking. Well done. Whew. So we have 20 seconds to go. And then we are into our right side floor press. 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your back, on the floor, holding the bell in your right hand. You're flat on the back, your knees are bent. You're going to drop the elbow down to the floor, squeeze your stomach, punch it to the sky. So it's a chest press. Essentially what it is, a bench press, but you're using the floor as your bench. Your elbow is hitting the floor every time, but you're not just crashing it into the floor. You are lowering that elbow right down, tip and go. Lower, right down, tip and go. Keep that going. That's it. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And change that left hand. Don't do it over the face. 2, 1. Let's go. Drop elbow, drive. Drop elbow, drive. That's the one. So we are going into our right side and left side one more time after this. Then we're going to do our little 3 exercise recap. And then we're going to go into our finisher to put a cap on everything. 12 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8. Go slow. 7. Keep the bell above the chest on the way or when it's up above the body. 3, 2, 1. Change. Try not to do it over the face. Right side. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right side, round 2. So really struggling against that resistance. That's where you got to dial in that technique. You got to really focus on being perfect with the stomach muscles and feet into the floor and keeping that bell above the chest on the right side when the arm is fully extended. 10 seconds, and then we're going lefty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, left side. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So that right arm, which is on the floor now, not lifting, that's really dead right now because it's just had the living crap kicked out of it tricep and shoulder wise. And we're gonna go through those 3 exercises one more time. So we're up after this. And what are we into, Nick? Single leg deadlift, there we go. There's still life in the old girl yet. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Right hand on the bell. Standing on the left leg. Keeping the posture, shoulder blades pinned back. Kick that leg out. Drive off the left foot, stand to attention. So we're going to go 30 seconds on this, standing on this left leg. 30 seconds standing on the right leg. Same format on the halo press. Same format on the floor press. And then we're into our finisher. 10 seconds. What do you think the finisher is, Nick? 8 seconds.
Oh, is that not it?
No. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change hands. Shoulders back, chest out, standing on the right leg. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. She's shaking her head and sighing. 25 seconds. Oh, I'm getting unstable now, so I've got to dial in the shoulder blades, keep the stomach tight, and then if necessary, use some stabilizers like the chair beside me. 15 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Up we get. Right hand overhead press. And we're going to go into a halo rotation. Squeeze your core, push it up, bring it down, rotate around the body. So do you want the good news or the bad news, Nick?
The bad.
The bad news is you have another 90 seconds worth of work after this. The good news? There is no finisher. This is the finisher.
Oh God.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. Mind games. 5, 4, 3. The key to any healthy relationship, right? 2, 1, and change. Left side. 3, 2, 1. Press it above the head. Bring it down. Rotate around. Don't be afraid to help with the right hand. Press above the head. Bring it down. Rotate around. Don't be afraid of the right hand. She's waving at me across the room, taking the piss out of me. 17 seconds. 16, 15. It's not too late to stick some burpees on the end there, Nick. 12 seconds. You want to do some burpees? 10 seconds. No, we'll save them for tomorrow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Onto the floor in 1, and down we get. Right hand holding the bell. You're going to punch it above the chest. Last 60 seconds of work. Let's go. Down, tip floor, up. Down, tip floor, up. And what we're focusing on here is the right side of the chest, contracting to draw your shoulder in. While that's happening, your tricep on the right side is contracting to straighten out your arm. Combine those two movements and you've got to push, even though muscles can only pull. Mind blown. Woo! Here we go, 6 seconds. We're going to change to the left and you're not going to do it over the head. 3, 2, 1, change. Left side, last 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Big inhale, drop elbow, squeeze stomach, push the floor away. Oh, you can rotate that wrist as you want, but just keep that bell above the chest. Don't ever let it track back over the head. Imagine if the arm magically disappeared, that bell should just drop and land on your chest. It should never drop and land on your face or your head. 10 seconds. 9, 8, keep moving. 7, 6, full range of movement all the way to the floor with every rep. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Bell down, gently. Take your time. Whew. How are we feeling now, Nick? Oh. Tired, yeah. That wasn't a bad one actually. Calorie wise, heart rate wise. Whew. How are we feeling, guys? It's all about the endurance. Whew. So, grab a sup of water if you have it to hand. Put your kettlebell away. We're going to go into a passive hang. Really stretch out that. Oh, I'm going to turn that timer off because that'll drive me mad, that sound. So we're going to go into a passive hang to stretch out that posterior chain, because it really got taxed today with our swings, our snatch, and all the different variations. So feet nice and wide, stretch on the groin, soften the knees, push your hips out the back, and just let the backs of those hands just hang, dangle passively towards the floor. Control the breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and we're going to slow the heart rate down as much as possible. And again, we're emphasizing the stretch on the hamstring, the groin, the lower back, the middle and the shoulder blades, the middle of the back and the shoulder blades, and then letting those shoulders just dangle to the floor. And we're just staying in this stretch for another 10 seconds. Control your breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're into a lunge. We're going to get our hip flexors. You're dropping your knee to the floor, you're putting your fingers interlocked behind your head, and you're letting your hip just drape forward. You're not contracting your glute. You're keeping your glute, that's your butt cheek, relaxed, both of them, and you're letting your hip just sink forward. So the more you relax the butt cheek, the more that hip can sink forward, and the more of a stretch that you can get on your hip flexor. Good, 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and change. Other knee down, keep the hands behind the head, and you're just letting your butt cheek relax as you let your hip fall forward, in through nose, out through mouth. So again, emphasis here is on the hip flexor. That's from basically middle top thigh through the hip line into the lower stomach. What's that?
So that's me.
That's me. It's not you. Big bet. Sorry, there's a guy on the telly here in an MTV video and he's putting a big fat suit on. Oh, okay, up we come. That's you, Nick, in the fishnets. Okay, drop the right hand down. I think that's a guy in the fishnets. Drop the right hand down your back between the shoulder blades. Left on the elbow. Pull to the left. Feel that stretch down the right side for 4, 3, 2, 1, and change. Left hand down the back, right on the elbow, pulling to the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center, big breath in through the nose, exhale out the mouth, and that is your muscular endurance session. I will see you tomorrow at midday, guys, because we will be focusing on full body weight workout. There is no weights required. It'll probably be a chair, and just, I haven't even thought of the plan yet, but it'll be no resistance, just to prove that you can get a full body workout with no weights. Anyway, go have a shower, eat some lunch. I'll see you tomorrow.